I hate that countdown. What's up, historians? Welcome back to another great episode. That's right, Historically Haunted VODCAST Season 3, sponsored by the one and only Donnie Green and him and his wife's trucking agency, Bauer Green Logistics. Donnie Green was the truck driver in Pet Cemetery, singing to the Ramones in the big red truck, and the one that Cream Gage, the little baby boy, fucking plowed into him. I'm his booking manager. I'm his booking agent as well. He sponsors the show. Anybody out there that does meet and greets or any of these paracons or these events, these certain gatherings, message the page, Trucker Donnie Green page, or message me, and we'll work something out. We're also going to have autographs coming out from Donnie Green, personalizing them. That'll be, I'm not quite sure the price yet, about $50-$60, but that'll be coming soon. What's up, Betsy? Thanks for checking in. So our guest today is someone I've been friends with on Facebook for a while, but that's just bullshit. Facebook friends, whoop-de-doo, right? It's all about getting to know them. We can't meet everyone in person, but I've been a friend of KRISTEN Vincent, author KRISTEN Vincent, for a long time now on Facebook with her gaggle of little mystery horror authors and such. And she goes by the pen name K Vincent, short for KRISTEN. A little bit about her. She balances her life as a wife and a mom and a writer and a student. She's currently working on her degree to become a pre-kindergarten to third grade teacher. That right there is not easy, and bless her for wanting to do that. She's been writing since the short, tender age of 12, basically to help sort through her emotions, her depression at a young age. She found that instead of obviously drugs and alcohol and God knows what else, she found an escape in writing, much like others do, which also brings us to, I guess, something we have in common. She also loves all things horror, and she is a huge, and when I mean huge Stephen King fan. And we're going to fucking dive into that real quick. But without further ado, author KRISTEN Vincent, hello.
Hey, how are y'all doing?
How are you? Good. We got Betsy Brown checking in saying hello. My girlfriend Heather, Witch and Kemeniti, says hello, friends. Enjoying the show. Thank you, Heather. She's 3 hours north of me in Maine. Right now we're taking she got some. Anyway, so how are you? It's a pleasure to finally get to meet you.
I know.
So to speak.
Stoked. Doing good. I'm actually getting ready to start my fall semester before graduation on Monday. So hopefully next year I will be graduating with my associate's degree. And we are starting cheer season and football season. So, yeah.
It's the fall season, the Halloween season, spooky. It kicks you in the butt. I mean, I think all seasons have that rush, but between summer and fall, man, and then of course the holidays, boy, oh boy. Thank God January through fucking April's dead. Yeah. So I'm gonna jump right into it because I love starting this off, and this always seems to work for me. So might as well stick with what works. What got you started, KRISTEN? No one's born into this, or maybe you are, I guess I should say. Was your family, is there authors in your family? Is there horror enthusiasts in your family? What got you into writing or wanting to be an author?
Honestly, it was my 7th grade teacher. We don't have any authors or anything in our family. But my 7th grade teacher, she was teaching creative writing. And again, it was around that time when I was going through a lot in life, and being able to learn the tricks and everything with creative writing, I took to writing. And ever since then, it's just, I've loved it.
That's amazing, because I gotta ask you, because you just seemed to glow when I asked you that. You just love it. Like writing's your life. I think that's fair, right?
Yeah. I have been writing. I love it. I never intended to publish my stuff though. And I want to say it was last year. I started getting into the indie community through the psychological thriller book group. And there were several indie authors that were there, and I became really close with a good handful of them. Bobby Murphy, Leah M. Hall, Kelvin Allison, Jay Bauer, and I mean, several. And then, I did share some of my writings, and occasionally I would share some writings on my Facebook, and I had so much support. And even one of my friends here where I live at in Tennessee, she's like, why don't you publish this? And I'm like, it's my journal. Like, nobody wants you to read their diary or their journal or anything. So that's how it was for me. So, they're like, this is really good stuff. And, if you put this out there, it could get into the hands of someone who is struggling, who is going through stuff that you have gone through, that could use it as kind of like the light at the end of the tunnel, to kind of help them and build them up and realize, hey, I'm just going through a dark spot. It will get better. And that's kind of like where my goal is now with my writing. I actually have 2 of my books right now. The first one is Within Her Thoughts, and the second one is, Within Her Thoughts, book 2. And my goal was to keep everything as personal as possible. So I actually took the photos myself of my daughter for the book.
Oh, no way.
So yeah, so that's kind of my little thing. Like, I really hope that, my books can reach out to somebody and, help them.
Oh. Is there real quick, here's our buddy Dungeon Dan. Hello, Adam and Kristen. And this is a big supporter of the show. He's gonna be on in a couple weeks. George, greetings and hallucinations. What's up, George? Where are you at today, George? West Palm Beach, Kentucky, fucking Florida? Where are you? So that's cool because you use your writing, so to speak, to heal yourself. And now you use it and you're hopefully doing it. And I would think you are to heal others, for others to heal, sort of, you know what I mean? And inspire others. I'm gonna sneeze. I don't know. I'm sorry, that never happens. Nope. So where can people find your books? Are you on Amazon? Are you on yeah?
Yeah, so I'm on Amazon. Again, I do write under the name K Vincent. And then I think you can also find them on Goodreads as well. And then I am also working on getting them on Audible, because my grandmother is actually blind. So I idly would really like to get my work out. That way she can listen to it. And I would like to learn how to do it myself, so that, it's not just, it's a little more personal for her. So
you're a do-it-yourself type of girl. I can tell you, like, you don't need a publisher. You don't know that. You're just like, I'll fucking do it. George is saying link. Shoot, is there a link that Heather, my girlfriend Heather, can look up a link and share it in chat? Is there a link to find your books?
If you just look on Amazon and you type in Within Her Thoughts by K Vincent, it will pop up.
Okay. Well, perfect. Thank you, George.
I do have a website as well, and I do have my work. Let me get that. And it is, I think it's author K Vincent 1. It's through Wix. And
we're both slacking. I should have looked into this. I should have asked you. We're slacking.
Let's see. So,
I'm going to take a hit of the bowl real quick. Is that cool? I got a med card in Maine for marijuana.
Absolutely.
I'm legal. Real quick, shout out to Heather Witch and Life Guy for the bracelets, guys. I got my bracelet from Heather. She's selling them $5 a piece plus shipping. If you can, they're made out of different beads and gems and stuff. And she does. Oh, check it out, keychains.
Oh my God!
Keychain, Pennywise.
I love it.
She did that. She's got the nun, and she's got, I think, Chucky. But I'm like, I gotta get fucking Pennywise, bro. I mean, you gotta have the fucking clown, right? I mean, you're down. So look at this. Heather is so good. Thank you, baby.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, oh my gosh.
Awesome.
I can remember growing up, because I was never allowed to watch horror movies or scary movies or anything like that growing up. So I can remember sneaking around and like watching them behind my parents' back. And the first one that I seen was actually The Shining. And I've been hooked ever since. So
me too. My first was The Shining. My stepfather went hunting in the original with Jack, and my mom's like, I was like 9. She's like, you want to step and watch it? I did. And what was the scene that stuck out to you? To me, it was the elevator with the blood with the 2 twin girls was just like fucking.
I think mine was the bathtub scene with the girl.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
when the bathtub, when she turned from. Oh.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why now, like, I have a phobia of the bathroom. And not many people know this, but I always have to.
Wait a minute, Kristen. Hold on. Wait a minute. You have Wait a minute, hold on. Stop the presses. You have a phobia with the bathroom, and before this, you show me you have a book of fucking Psycho. Show that book. You want to talk about bathroom scenes?
I know.
You literally, she's got the original copy, hard copy, Psycho 1 and 2, Psycho House.
The first edition of book 1, 2, and 3, and I found it at the bookstore when we were in Texas this year, and I was like, oh, I gotta have it because I had like 4 other Stephen King books, and I had a Edgar Allan Poe book and a Charles Dickens book, and I seen it and I was like, oh my god, I want it. And so I put some books that were a little more easier to find, and we paid the price for that one.
Because that's your passion. Oh, Anthony said hello, and he shared the link to Anthony Castro. Must have been you guys is a new name for me. So welcome, Anthony. Everyone's checking in. Eddie, what's going on? Eddie Spaghetti, appreciate you. Jack, gotta love Jack.
Love you too.
Kristen's dark poems are really good. I hear that she has other projects going. Details.
Yeah. So again, as earlier I mentioned about Bobby Murphy, she and I have become really close. Like I love her to death, and such a sweet person. And she writes really well too. And she and I are working on a book called Secrets Untold, and it's a psychological erotic book. Really good. We should be having it done within like towards the end of the year, beginning of next year, hopefully. And then I'm also working on 2 cryptid books. I'm working on, I'm so excited about it. And actually, I blame it on Jack and Richard Rose because they're the 2 that has been pushing me to, do it. More so Jack than anything. He pushes me towards all of it and giving me more ideas and stuff. But
support. Love it.
Yes, I've got, so there's the psychological, there's the 2 cryptids. I have another book that I'm working on, and it's called Strays, and it's kind of based about me as a child that was bringing home all the animals. Okay.
No, not you with 2 dogs in the background.
And there's going to be a twist with the book, that something that happens to the little girl in the book that did not happen to me. And I'm kind of squeamish about it because I don't do parasites. And yeah. Ooh. And then I am also working on my first short story for an anthology. And I'm really excited about that.
You're all over the place, girl. Holy shit.
I'm working on my 3rd book for Within Her Thoughts. And I actually have, I told you earlier, I have one pulled up in case you want me to read anything. And then I'm also working on 2 children's books, and one of them is going to be more of a poetic form, self-help kind of book. And then the other book is actually going to be based off of my 2 ferrets. And I'm hoping to turn that into like a series of adventure books that the ferrets go on. So.
Oh my God. So you get your hat in children's literature and like, fiction, nonfiction, and you said cryptids. You mean cryptids like Bigfoot cryptids, like?
Yep.
Like Mothman? Well, real quick, Jean Tewksbury checks in. Hello, Jean. She's a curator at the International Cryptozoology Society and Museum, and she's all about that stuff. So that's someone that you could definitely. Yes. Wow, that's cool. You're into that. Yeah,
I'm currently doing some research on sirens, and I can't tell you the other one because it's low key.
Sirens, for you guys who don't know, those are the evil mermaids. Sirens, yes. Mermaids is kind of a folklore name, but sirens is what they're technically called. So that's cool. George, you got your keychain? You got your Pennywise keychain? So yeah, George, if you could see the thing back of me, that box there, that was in the room with Annabelle at the Warren Occult Museum for 28 days. It's a bottle of vodka inside, and George sent it to me as a gift, and it's got a planchette, a glove. So you the planchette, Ouija board planchette, there's a glove to handle it, and it's got wax sealed, and holy shit, yeah, it's fucking. Thanks, George.
That's awesome.
So that's different. So you're all over the place. You don't. I got to ask you a personal question because I'm trying to write my first book, and I was all gun ho for the first month, and for 2 months I've been sitting on my hand. what motivates you to keep going with life being hectic, with being a mother? And god damn, girl, how many hats do you wear? And you're writing these books. Where do you find the, I guess, strength? I don't know. Like, where do you?
I mean, I love writing. It, like, genuinely, I love writing. I love being able to just sit down and create a world that you can just escape into, you know? I mean, just like with reading. And so that's kind of like where I'm at. And I'm a night owl, so half the time I'm up till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. If at all I do sleep. I mean, half the time I don't even sleep. So
She never sleeps, Jack says, you fucking vampire.
yeah.
What's up, my glorious weirdos? What's up, Thomas Patrick? He was my guest guy a couple weeks back. He's a good dude. We're talking to KRISTEN VINCENT, author, Stephen King fan, mother, just all around. Just I don't know how many hats this girl wears. So when did you do your first? Like, what was your first? Because you must have wrote before these books. Did you do a novel in high school, or did you do some sort of like book? No, really.
I was just a writing inside of a closet, basically. Nobody knew. A few of my close friends knew about how I wrote and stuff, that I had went to middle school and high school with, that I'm actually still really good friends with. And so yeah.
No
And then
shit.
of course my grandparents knew I was writing, and my mom knew I was writing. They they thought that I was really good at writing, but they were very concerned because of the material. Because, you know, for a while I was cutting. And I don't remember how old I was. I was probably like 15. And, you know, I told my stepdad that, you know, I didn't want to be here anymore and that I had cut myself and da da da. And so my mom called on me, and actually the police officer that was on call that night was the SRO officer that went to my school. And I was really close to him. And, you know, he was the one that told me, he's like, you know, if you writing, no matter how graphic these writings are, if they help to keep you from self-harm, continue to do it. And that's just what I've been doing. So I haven't been thing since I was probably 18.
Wow.
I'll be 34 in November.
So call it a crutch, call it a scapegoat, but it's also an art and a passion, and it's a life form. And if fuck anybody doesn't like it, God bless you for doing that. Yeah. Boy, Jack really knows you. You get 2 ferrets and a cat, plus a dog. I saw the dog earlier too.
Yeah, I've got 3 dogs. I have a Chihuahua, I have my pit bull, we have a German Shepherd, the 2 ferrets, and a cat.
God damn, you're an animal lover. Better than humans, though. Animals are better than humans. You're also a crafts maker extraordinaire.
Yeah. Actually, let me see, right here.
Nice 5-figure Death Punch shirt.
Yeah, so I
had to like them.
All right. So I make these. They're little book holders that you put in the book.
Oh, he's just saying your bookmarks are awesome. Yes.
Yeah.
Anthony.
And this is a bookmark.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah.
Here we go. And I also make resin pens.
No way. No shit. Look how legit that is.
Yeah. And this is one of my favorite ones. It's a kind of like a caramel apple.
Oh, yeah. Girl, you must have a shit everywhere. You must have stuff. You must have a little market. People can buy this stuff. No, you should.
I am going to be selling them on Facebook if anybody wants them. I'm going to be making a folder because Bobby Murphy and we also have a group called Country Girls Creations. And so we are going to be selling stuff on there, along with my bookmarks, book holders. I think she's planning on doing candles on there as well. And I've got a lot of other stuff planned as well.
Follow that, guys. Follow that on Facebook. Check that out. Yeah, he's saying your bookmarks are awesome. Gene loves ferrets. Yes, I know Gene's animal. And now you're rocking the dang thing. And now you're out there rocking the day. Must be something. The shirt, the 5-figure Death Punch. Maybe it was an earlier. Oh, that's killer. That's dope. Eddie. Eddie says, keep up the amazing work. Always do what you love. Nice support, Eddie. Oh, there's my sponsor. That's Donnie Green. There's a guy from Pet Cemetery.
Hey.
While we're talking about Pet Cemetery, let's talk about one of your prized possessions, you lucky girl. You showed me. Bring that bad boy on. Donnie was in this movie, the original.
This is the first edition of Pet Cemetery, and I keep it in the wraps. Like, yep. And I love it.
Even her dogs aren't allowed to go buy it. What does that tell you?
No, I've got 2 bookshelves up above me that has like all of my signed indie author books and my first edition books and stuff. And this baby is literally, along with my Psycho one, is on the very top shelf to where nobody touches it.
Dude, you got to come to Maine and we'll go to Stephen King's house. Maybe he can sign it for you. Imagine how dope that would be.
Oh my God. I would freaking fall over like a fainting goat. Oh my God.
I tell you, man. And people go, well, he's not always there. I go, I don't care. Because I waved to Tabitha, his wife, who Heather's read 2 of her books, Tabitha. She's right up there with King. She's all about sex and gory stuff and murder. She's just like, oh, you like his kids, Owen and them? I mean, you dig Nosferatu and like Lock and Key, you dig that? Yeah?
Yep. Yeah, I'm working on getting all of his books. I've got a good start. I've got, oh my God, probably 3 or 4 first trade edition books. And then my best friend got me the first edition, The Shining. Yeah.
Jelly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm currently working on trying to get my hands on Rage. And I almost had my hands on it, and it was a French edition, and I'm like,
that's the one that was banned, taken off because of the school shooting, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, we're talking to KRISTEN VINCENT. KRISTEN VINCENT. I said that right. Amazing author. I think you're gonna have a drink ready. You didn't get no drink, girl.
Oh, I got my drink.
All right. Cheers. Yeah. Salute. Cheers.
Boom.
There we go. Heather left her vodka here. I might have to dip into that after this beer's gone. It's super cheap. This Voodoo Ranger, it's like $2.50. It's 9.5%.
Oh, I've heard of those.
Fucking $2, and I gotta catch a nice buzz. Yeah.
Right now, I'm drinking. It's a Cotton Cloud wine, and it's from a winery up in Gatlinburg. Ooh. And I like their blackberry wine, and I have one in the refrigerator chilling right now. So.
Oh, so you're a wino. That's decent. I like that. My mom likes that.
But I really like I call it a fancy vodka. I forgot the name of it. It starts with an R, but it is made in Iceland and it's distilled over lava rocks. And when I'm
not Crystal Skull vodka, that's what that is.
I'll message it to you later.
Okay, that's pretty cool. So I want to get not personal, but I want to have some fun stuff. We'll get back to the author stuff, and I definitely want you to read a couple of verses, and we'll go over the books, all that shit. We still get over a half hour, but I want to ask you some fun shit that I ask everybody, and I really want to find out. Give me 2 places that you'd love to go. One for America and one for all of the world. Bucket list locations.
Okay. Well, for overseas, definitely Germany. I mainly because I love reading stuff about the Holocaust, so I definitely want to go to the camp. I think it's very intriguing. I think it's very important to know your history. But there's
Berlin Wall. Find out where the Berlin Wall was.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's bad doesn't mean you have to shun away from it. You know, that's a great answer.
But yeah, and Germany is just gorgeous. I mean, you see so many pictures of it, and I love it.
I heard their food's fucking dynamite. Their sausages and sauerkraut and all that shit. I heard it's fan. Do you have any ties? What's that?
I can make a good homemade German cake as well.
No, German nice. Are you of German blood, or do you have any?
No. So funny thing is I am actually Cajun and Turkish.
No shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. America now.
Yeah. That's a hard one because I would probably have to pick between Hawaii and Montana.
No shit. I've never heard Montana. You got to explain why, girl. I've never heard. No
like all the mountains and stuff up there, and just like the snowy mountains, and just it's gorgeous.
That's a cool answer. Hawaii, not right now, unfortunately. Them poor people, we
No.
put out our hearts to them. But of course, Maine's on your bucket list. You got to see King's House, right? You got to go.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
dope.
No, there's that. There's Pennsylvania. Oh my God, there's just so many places in the U.S. My problem is I do not fly. I will drive everywhere. So as
Road
far
trips
as
are
going
fun though.
overseas, I
Yeah,
will.
that's cool.
Yeah, we drove to
Um,
Utah without stopping. Apart from like gas and potty breaks and whatever. But yeah, we drove straight through to Utah, and that was a good 26 hours. And I will not do that again. So
wow, yeah, 26 hours non besides obviously gas, maybe a bite to eat, but not like as far as
yeah,
sleeping.
and you
I
got to
drove
think.
22 hours and I thought that was a lot. Holy shit, Maine to
And you
Iowa.
got
Where'd
to
you
think.
drive? Where'd you drive to Utah from?
His dad lives there. He's got a cabin up there.
Hmm.
So, yep, it was me and my husband, two kids, and I think at that time we had the dogs with us too.
It's a Griswold road trip. Griswold family Christmas.
Oh yeah.
So that's cool. All right, well, let's flip it now. Let's flip side. Give me a couple places that you absolutely love that you'd have to go again that you've been to.
Utah.
Yeah, you seem like
I love it. There's just something about the beauty there, the natural beauty, and the landscape and how the rocks and everything are just like they're like this orange, reddish, pinkish color. It's beautiful. It's
wow.
gorgeous. And I mean, like I've taken pictures and the pictures just don't do it no justice. And I would say Outer Banks for my other one
Where's that?
in North Carolina.
No, no kidding.
Yeah.
I drove through to Florida, but I didn't really spend a lot of time. But I've no kidding. They got what are they? It's like a historic town, beach town, or something, or
I mean, it's very homey. It's just like I think it's like an island pretty much. I think.
Montana. He says it's beautiful. Yeah, says Anthony Castro.
Oh,
Dungeon Dan says Cajun turkey, yummy.
oh my goodness.
Eddie likes the Winchester Mystery House in Vlad's Castle in Romania. That's some good
Oh
picks.
wow.
Well, like you were saying, Kristen, a minute ago, it's like, oh man, everything from Salem to New Orleans to Gettysburg to, anything in between, I guess, So it's hard it really is. And I put people on the spot with that, but it's a fun question.
Yeah.
So give me one about music, obviously, besides Five Finger Death Punch. What's something that you do to get pumped up before you read or after you write a book or after like a celebration?
So I listen to everything from country to alternative to 80s rock to everything. I don't really listen to rap though. But yeah. I love Five Finger Death Punch. I love Hollywood Undead and
Oh, I'm dead.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then in this moment, I love her. So
Powerful singer, powerful female vocals right there. I mean,
yeah.
obviously you have sound effects the whole nine, but she writes and sings her stuff. And she was an Arch Enemy for a while, which is a fantastic metal band on Metal Blade. She was a singer for them, I believe, if I remember right. So yeah, that's a cool pick. And of course, country's cool. I listen to everything from David Allan Coe to Hank III, to the original Hank. Yeah, I mean, whatever's in the mood, man. I dig that. I dig that. What about movies? Are you into King's movies too, or do you think they're don't compare to the books? Heather wants to read the book and then write. Like she just got done Salem's Lot, so then next week we're gonna watch the movie. Like, is that what you do?
I try to watch the movies first. Sometimes. Because I think like whenever I dive into the book, I mean, it just really depends. Depends on what kind of mood I'm in. But
well, how do you compare then? You've read The Shining and you've seen the movie, and you know yourself, King don't like it. He gives the guy shit.
yeah,
What do you? He does. Kubrick, Stanley Kubrick.
With The Shining, the book is just it gives you like a better insight into their mind and to what they're thinking and how they're feeling, and literally, like King he gets your heart and he just takes it. I love it.
I watched so many interviews with him, and he's just like the oddest fucking fuck ever. But
yeah.
he'll show up to interviews in like jeans and a shirt, and fucking he don't care about Hollywood. He lives in Maine still, and I think that's a cool person to I didn't mean to cut you off, but that's just it gets me excited.
I agree. I
But
mean,
I mean,
he's
but at the
just,
same time,
it's him. It's either you're gonna like him or you're gonna love him or you're not gonna like him, saying he's just gonna take it or leave it, he don't care. And
yeah,
again, that's awesome. He is who he is.
and he did. Obviously, you walk your own path. He does too, but in a ways, you're a lot like him. He struggled with certain things too. Being neglected as a kid, kind of depressed. His father left him. Then he went to drugs and alcohol. And in writing was his not scapegoat, but kind of in a way therapy, I guess, or in a way, if that's fair. And that kind of is with you. And I think a lot of writers are like that. And I think that's a great thing. Hey, buddy, you can say hi. Come on, what's up? Is it he or her? I couldn't see. I saw a shadow.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
With
Say
our
hi,
cat.
everybody. What a beautiful kitty.
Thank you.
It's almost as big as you.
She's 13 pounds. She's huge.
Wow. Coon cat? Maine Coon cat, looks like?
Do what?
Is it a Maine Coon cat? Looks like a big.
I don't know what she is. Her mom is actually a short-haired tuxedo. And the mom got out and got pregnant by a stray, and she's huge.
That'll happen.
Yeah.
That'll happen. So yeah, Eddie from I believe St. Louis, Eddie's from, says, now I have read the book of The Shining. I absolutely love Salem's Lot and Dark Tower. Dark Tower, the movie I heard, doesn't compare to the book.
Yep.
Jim Brown, Tombstone Paranormal, what's up?
His other book, oh my goodness. Shoot. Brain fart here. Is a series on HBO Max.
Not Mr. Mercedes. I just got done watching Mr. Hannigan's Phone.
Mm-hmm.
Or Hannigan's Phone. I watched that a little bit. That's a fucking weird thing.
That was
all right.
Crazy.
You got to do it. I got to do show and tell. You're mobile. I got to show you my bedroom. It's all right. We're gonna be dark for a second. I got to show you in my bedroom. I don't have a lot in here, but I got my Stephen King collection.
That is so awesome.
Pennywise. I got that, and I got my creep shows. I got all my hardcover. I got on the bottom the pops. I got like the VHS books on tape and shit. The hardcover. Of course, I got the soft up top. King looking over. So he watches over me while I sleep. So that's not fucking freaky, right?
Oh, The Outsider. The Outsider. That was the book that I was thinking about.
The Outsider. Oh, yes. I've heard good things. Yes.
It is so good. It is really like.
I heard that's a long read. That's a long read, huh?
It's a gut clencher, but it is really good.
All right. Well, Kristen, we still got a half hour to go. Guys, bring your questions. Oh, Gerald's Game. I got done reading Gerald's Game, and I tell you, the movie's good too. The girl's trapped in a thing, and then like the bear comes in, or the wolf comes in, and that like zombie guy, the dude goes to bang her, and he gets a heart attack. Oh my god, that's a good. Yeah. Oh, there's the ferret for Gene.
So this is Wednesday.
You're in Ohio. That's right. You're in Ohio.
Oh my gosh. So actually from Youngstown, that's where my husband, he grew up in Strongsville, and he's got some friends that live in Youngstown.
Okay, so that's a cool connection. Hey, look at that little, oh my god, is that a lizard?
And this is our other so this is a pair. And then this is Tyler.
Oh, yeah. I love it.
I love them.
I tell you, man, everybody brings on their kids and cats and dogs, and I love it. I think it's great. I'm not like, oh, who's that? But that's great. Animals are better than humans for the most part because they know when you're down, and they want nothing but your unconditional love and a little bit of snacks. But
yeah,
Rose Red's good movie too.
It's one of my favorites.
Jack's chiming in with the Sundog. I haven't read that yet. I've got that too. You've no other author out there, Edgar Allan Poe, none of them have got more movies based off them than King. He literally is the master. But the show's not about him. He don't pay me, even though Donnie does. But I want to talk about Kristen. I want to get to know her. Okay, since this is a historically haunted show, let's dive into the words. Let's go with haunted. Do you yourself, Kristen, have you seen or do you believe in spirits, the afterlife? Do you want to touch on that? Do you mind?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I definitely believe it. I've experienced a lot of stuff growing up. My mom and my dad are painters and contractors and everything. So I I can remember that there was a house we were painting, and I was at their job site after school. And again, this was a brand new house that they were painting, and this was in the 90s. And he had painted over this one wall, and the 666 number kept popping up, and the Pentagon, and man, there was like all kinds of stuff. And my mom freaks out with stuff like that. I actually played a horrible joke on her a few years ago, and with a phone app where you can put in like a different number or whatever. And so I called her with the 666 number. And we pulled up into her. We
show and tell time again, guys.
We pulled up into her driveway, and she's outside sprinkling salt all around the yard.
Like the fucking poltergeist, like they're out there in the fucking
yeah, it was awesome. But yeah,
it was awesome.
And then I remember that there was another house. All right, go back. But there was another house that we lived in. I was again 16 years old, and we lived up on this hill, and you know, it's really long dirt driveway going up. And if you didn't know that there was a house up there, you just think that it was just, you know, a dirt road. And we would have people come over, and the doors would lock and unlock. I have literally heard children laughing, and we didn't have neighbors.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, we heard laughing. There was one time where I was outside to see how cold or whatever it was, because I was getting ready for school, and I walked back into the house. And from the front door, when you walk in, you have the living room, and then you have like a hallway, really narrow hallway. And there's a little girl standing there in the hallway, just looking at me. Oh. And I would not go in. I called the guy that I was seeing at the time, and I wouldn't go back in the house. And then mom was dating a guy, and he had called me one morning, and he asked me if I needed anything. And I'm like, no. I'm like, I'm just getting up, about to take a shower. And he's like, you weren't just out looking out the window? No. He had seen somebody watching him leave. And if you're coming through the back of the house, you have the kitchen, and then to your left, you have a bedroom, and then you have another bedroom, and then you have the hallway. Well, I had taken the second bedroom closest to the hallway, and the one that was close to the back door was always really cold. And after the breakup and everything, I moved my bedroom into the one closest to the back door. And from the day that I moved my room into that room, my whole personality changed like a full 360. I went from wearing jeans and colorful t-shirts to wearing trip pants and black nails and very depressed. Wow. I started having dreams about a girl, and her bedroom was where my bedroom was at. And it was set up the exact same way. And my mom's boyfriend would come in midnight hours, and he thought that I was awake because my desk light had turned on. I was sound asleep when it was on. They turned it off, and then my desk light turned on, and my curio cabinet had turned on while I was sleeping.
Oh,
yep.
Shit. Yeah, you got some ammunition there to write about if you need to. That's some fucked up shit.
Yeah.
They still live in that house? Anyone live in the house that you know?
I have no idea. Since I've gotten older and I realize how serious some of that stuff can be, it scares me. Like it really does. I want to go to like a haunted place so bad. Like we have a few prisons here in Nashville, Tennessee that are very active.
Oh, that's who you're hailing right now, is Nashville?
Mm-hmm.
I was going to ask. I went to Nashville once. We went to Printer's Alley, where they used to sneak the whiskey into the people in the print shops, but they'd sneak it into the. And I went to Tootsie's before because like a bunch of people live in there. And we went to I didn't really go in, but I got selfies outside, and we spent the day. And I got some of the hottest chicken I've ever had in my fucking life at the fucking House of Blues or whatever it was. Holy shit, Tennessee ain't no joke. Got my first Sonic there. Got a free slush puppy. That was neat.
Oh man.
That's cool. Yeah, it sounds really cool. I dig that. So you got inspirations from all over the place, from your personal life, from your inspirations, from the towns you live in, the people you know, to what you've been through. So you got inspiration up the wazoo. That's probably why you're writing 15 books at once. Oh, by the way, George DaCosta, who bought me the camera you're looking at, he bought me that thing he bought me. He wants to buy some bookmarks because he just purchased both your books just now.
Oh my God! Thank you so much.
So if you want after the show, George, go ahead.
Lewis messaged me.
Yeah, I was saying message her after the show, George. Maybe you can sign one for him. He's modest.
Yeah.
He really likes Annabelle and really likes Pennywise. So he bought bracelets off Heather, and we mailed him some Pennywise keychains and some books. A little Annabelle doll. George is a good dude, man. He's a dude that works hard and he supports people that are real. And he'll be on in a couple of weeks. Actually, I believe either next week. I think it's next week. I have Marlon on. Marlon was he was in the Losers Club in the original. He was one of the little boys. He was the little black boy. I have him as a guest.
Oh my God!
And George is my co-host next week. I think it's next week, George, right, or the week after. And Marlon's coming on, and he was in the Losers Club. Yeah, he was the little boy that the kids chase. So, what do you got, Kristen? What do you got?
This is like, I love these things, little voodoo dolls and stuff.
Oh, and it's like Tim Burton for a minute.
It's an incense, so you can find them on Amazon, and it's so cool because they have like a left and a righty. So one of them is like leaned towards the right, and the other one's leaned to the left.
Love it.
Yeah.
My girl Heather loves Tim Burton. That's what I thought it was at first. Jack Childress, author, says we live within driving distance from Kristen. That's cool.
He actually
all your friends are here. Look at all the support. Anthony's had paranormal stuff happening. And we'll get you as a guest one of these days. Oh, we're on September 1st. That's right. 1st September, George.
Oh my gosh.
With Marlon. So that's neat. That's neat. I like the it's hard not to get back around to Stephen King world because everything in the news, everything going on, there's no positive but King. And I've been watching his son stuff. I love Nosferatu. I love Lock and Key. Me and Heather have been watching that. And I think writing, and then I think the art of it turning into a movie or novella or like a dance on Broadway, whatever. I think it's an art form.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself doing that? Do you see yourself making a movie book?
I think the book that Bobby and I are working on could probably be movie, but
yeah,
we'll see.
That's cool. Well, obviously you're modest. You don't expect to be a movie star. You're just doing it for thrills. But you're turning heads. You got a new fan in George. He's got an outreach. I definitely want to message you because I want a copy, but I want it personalized. I have a whole bunch of books here that I've had given to me from people from Australia, and they all just write me to Adam. So I definitely want a book from you, and I'll highlight it. But we'll do that later. Right now, it's about pleasure, not business. We got 20 minutes to go. Do you have any questions for me? I usually ask my guests if they have a question for me about midway through the show. Do you have any questions for me, Kristen?
Oh my God, you put me on spot.
That's what we do.
So I guess, like, how long have you been doing stuff with like paranormal? Because again, like, I'm very intrigued with the stuff, but it scares the living poop out of me.
But I mean, but isn't it? No, that's fine. You can say shit. But isn't it good? I think to know all the aspects. Like, yes, unfortunately, dude, I'm gonna be 44 September. I'm going to die one day. I've actually died for 38 seconds in a car crash. So life's not eternal. And I think it's good to kind of dialogue instead of all copycat, as they say in House of a Thousand Corpses, Mickey Mouse on one side, Donald Duck on the other. It's good to know that unfortunately life is gray. And I think it's kind of good to know. So to answer your question, honestly, when I was 9, about 8 years old, 1988 in Lisbon, Maine, where I grew up, Stephen King went to the same high school as me, Lisbon High School. He grew up in Durham. My junior year, History Channel was there doing a documentary on him. So that's why I'm still obsessed. But anyway, so I digress. So at 9 years old, right after I watched The Shining, my grandfather passes away, my mom's dad. And he came to me the day he passed away in 1988. I was 9. And he wanted me to the fridge to get a glass of milk or water or what have you. And I just thought it was a dream. I played it off. And then I found out years later that my aunt was there that night from California. She was sleeping on the couch a couple of days later. And my sister was up looking at the sky. She was like 6 years old talking, "Okay, Papa, I love you. See you in heaven." So I put 2 and 2 together. We both saw him at different times, right? So then Flash forward, I'm 14 years old in Lewiston, Maine, Central Maine Civic Center. I'm at Central Maine Medical Center. That's where Stephen King went when he got hit by the car. That's the hospital, Kingdom Hospital, that he wrote. That's what that's about. He used to hang people there in the 1600s. I read about in Lewiston. I was also born there too. Weird trilogy. But that, what did I talk about that? What was I talking about? I went off subject. I'm stoned. My grandfather, my dad's dad died. I was 14. We went to go see him, and he legit flatlined in front of me. Legit, like the nurses came in, he vomited, his eyes rolled. I was pushed out of the room, but I still saw my grandfather at 14, not to be weird. And between that and my grandfather, Stephen King, the whole bullshit, you're either going to go way away and be like a nun minister, like, or you're going to embrace it, right? So I did. And I grew up and I did. And growing up in a small Hope town, I believe I saw a UFO. I've been in New Hampshire where Betty and Barney Hill got abducted in 1960, a black and white couple. So you start to do it. Of course, Gene and Lauren Coleman International Cryptozoology, they're in Maine. So you get to know about this stuff and you realize I'm not alone. There's people like me. But what do? Do I go in there with a meter and go, what's my name? What's my shirt say? What am I doing? I don't want to play dumb games. I want to go in there and be like, what am I going to do? Because I died in a car accident, man. My mom came to me and I'm back on earth still somehow. I was homeless for a while after that because I just lost it. But anyway, so you got to have a faith. I think that's what drives you. So I think it's always driven me like it does to you for books. Not that I sit there, but every time I go by a cemetery, honestly, Kristen, I stop. I can ask Heather and I take pictures. I look for the oldest grave. I look for memorials. And I just look for the unknown because I don't know. A lot of things are forgotten. Yes, all this stuff's great. Ed and Lorraine Warren, Annabelle, Conjuring House, all that stuff's great. Amityville. But there's 9 million haunted places and fucking cemeteries that need respect and to be known. Especially in New England, girl. You come to this area, this is Micmac stuff still. I mean, you name it. This is pirate lore. I mean, sirens have been seen right off the York coast. I go there with Heather. We try to look for them so we can bring one home. Just kidding. So I think that's what drives you, and I think it's another side of life. And I can sit there and watch fucking Big Brother, which whatever. Nothing offends people that do. I can watch these shows and just get lost in it, or I can because I watch wrestling. I do watch fake shit, and I do watch entertaining stuff. But 9 out of 10 times, I'm researching why that house down the road's boarded up, or why that cemetery's got that old guy from the 1900s or whatever. You know what I mean? It's kind of cool. I think life's a big mystery, and I think you could write about that alone. And not to touch on me anymore because I want to get off me. Real stuff drives you. I mean, obviously the stuff you're writing about is all out there, but a lot of it is reality, right? Because reality is a fucking trip.
Yep. Absolutely.
You know that. Yeah. Fuck, every day you run into something and you go, oh my God, that's so bizarre. No one would believe that. I got to write about that. Do you keep a journal on you, Kristen? Do you keep a little piece of paper to write in case you see something to trigger something for notes?
If I'm out, I have my phone and I put stuff in notes. But for the most part, I'm going to be honest with you, and Jack even knows, my writing, I can write something within like minutes. And I'm talking like 2-3 minutes tops.
Quick. Michelle LeBrun says hello with goofy faces. Hello. So you want to read us a little chapter? You want to read us a little bit of one of your masterpieces?
Sure. So I actually have something I'll read y'all that is actually going to be in my third book.
A little snippet, guys. You heard it here first.
Yeah. So I just wrote this recently, and I guess to touch base a little bit about it, I did just find out that my sister was diagnosed with lung cancer last year, and in April she had the tumor removed from her lungs, and then a couple months later at her doctor's appointment, she found out that the cancer had spread to her stomach and brain. And she just recently had surgery on her brain. And Monday she goes for some tests and stuff, and we'll find more stuff out. But this is basically like I was in tears. I was broken Friday and Saturday last week, and this is what I wrote when I was in that state. It's eating at me, tunneling through my body, eating my thoughts, eating me alive. Tears escaping, burning their way down, leaving mascara streaks, molten lava on my face, turning what was a pretty face into a molten mask, screaming to drown the silence, screaming to drown these thoughts, asking myself, why not me? Booze, pills fill my grieving body, feeding my demons, feeding what's left in me, chewing away remnants of half-eaten flesh, hungry for what bleeds, for I am a walking zombie. Quivering, pale lips, chewed away the agony that is driving me rapid. Clawing away, digging until my insides spill out, for I am tired of this filling, eating away at me. Salty and metallic, I collapse, savoring the thick texture as I suck at my fingers, not wanting to waste, for I am a zombie, eating away, devouring the pain, devouring what I lost, and wondering why not me.
Wow, that is some dark poetry. That's shit OTEP would sing about. If you ever heard of the band OTEP, OTEP, OTEP Shemaya, that's the type of shit she would sing about. I could feel that. That's a gut punch. I'm sorry, it's beautiful, but there's some pain there. The zombie reference a couple times. It's not just a catchy catchphrase for the horror movie thing, which everybody wants to think, but it's basically an emotionless creature. It's basically a creature that's dead inside and dead outside, but still remains to walk the earth as like a penance.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can digest that because my brain can, and I've been there, and that's fucking rough. And my heart's with you. And I know historians are out there are with your sister and your family. And I tell you, man, if there's a God, he knows how to play jokes. As much as I want to believe in the God and good stuff, I don't understand this whole cancer thing. I don't know if it's man-made, but I've had family. Everybody's had someone in their family that's had some sort of cancer.
Yep.
And it's just fucking, life's fucking hard enough as it is, and you got to deal with that shit. So that's an outlet. That's why you're not hurting yourself or anyone else. Instead of going to a 7-Eleven and going, everybody fucking freeze, I got nothing to lose. I got no family. My mom's dead. My friends are dead. I got Heather, and I love her to death. That's pretty much what keeps me here. But other than that, I mean, fucking, what's to stop you from going on a fucking running over rampage? But that's what does. So God bless you, Kristen, if there is a God. And when I mean that, I don't even mean that as a God. I mean that in a good way. Just bless you for fucking getting an outlet and being able to escape that, because you're a human girl. You're a human soul. Not even a girl. You're a human soul, period. And that's rough. So better days are coming. I know that. And I think that, unfortunately, I think that some of the best, almost with musicians, some of the best work comes with writing, comes with tragedy. I mean, some of the King's best work was when he was drunk and so, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's good to come back from it. At the same time, that's how we evolve, I think. I think that's how we come to appreciate things, and that's why there's levels of things. So good on you. That was a tearjerker. Holy fuck, that was hard to keep back. That's going to be in the third one, correct? It's a little teaser.
Yeah, so that's going to be in the third book. I do have some other ones. Actually, the third book, unfortunately, thank you. The third one is definitely going to have to be an 18 plus, because I do have a lot of stuff that is about fetishes and stuff like that.
Is there really 18 plus books?
Yeah.
Is there such a thing? No, really. Like, I guess gray would be, right? No, I didn't know that. So there's actually books where you couldn't buy with it without no. I wouldn't. No shit. Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's crazy.
If any of Stephen King's books rated 18 at the time, I would think.
Sure. I haven't really.
For Christ's sakes, a fucking murder scene, right?
I read everything.
She gives the guy a hand job in the fucking bathtub. She was like, Lewis came home from a hard day, so I jerked him off in the bathtub. That's a fucking scene. I mean, it's in Pet Sematary. I read it. It was a fucking killer book. I still got it. Oh, check it out. I don't know if I can reach it. I got a picture signed by Miko. See Miko?
Oh my gosh, no. Oh, I'm so jealous.
He put to Adam, I want to play with you. I go, I give him my card for my YouTube channel. Yeah, I met him in Danvers, Massachusetts. It's right next to Salem. We got about 5-10 minutes. We can go a little bit over. Do you like or dig Salem? You believe in the witchcraft? You like any of that lore? You believe in any of that pilgrims type shit?
No, I do believe that it's real. It scares me. I'm not gonna lie.
For a horror author, you get scared easy.
I do. When it comes to like eyes, Like the whole, like when your eyes, like in movies, when they turn like solid black, I can't do that. Actually, I was at a author convention in Texas in July, and one of the indie authors had solid black contacts in, and I could not look at her, and I'm like, oh my god.
No, so even like appearance, like a Halloween store type thing, if someone's dressed like a horror house,
Yeah,
you'd have a hard time.
but yeah. So like when it comes to stuff about
Excuse me.
man, I tell you, like exorcism type stuff, no. Mm-mm. You will find me
It's
like
so funny because you're into the horror stuff, you're writing about it, you're into Five Finger Death Punch, but
I
you're
love
thinking.
it. It's kind of like a roller coaster junkie. You know, they live for that. They live for the adrenaline.
I was gonna say being scared is kind of fun. I kind of like going to bed after a horror movie, being like, "Oh my god, I have a fucking nightmare where I'm running down a tube or getting chased by a shark." Oh, there's a demon behind you.
Yeah. What?
Can we make this?
We'll make that tomorrow. We don't
Kids
have time.
get antsy. I get it. Kids get antsy. Come an hour. I'm gonna rob at least 5 more minutes out of you if you don't mind. Is that cool? 5 more minutes? 10 more minutes? Okay. So I mean, you say you like horror movies and shit. That's so funny that you're into scary stuff, bugs. But I mean, but you embrace it. Like to me, scaring is a feeling. Like going to a graveyard at night, man. Holy shit! When the fucking morning dew's out and the mist is coming down.
Yeah, whenever I lived in Alabama, my nana passed away from cancer, and I used to go and sit on her grave at night and just cry and talk to her and cry.
Oh, were you writing then? Were you writing then?
I was writing, yeah.
That'd be good inspiration, I would think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. So before we end the show, let's plug you a little bit more. I want to talk about your books again and where people can find it, since we've already sold a couple copies apparently.
Yeah,
thank you, George DeCosta. You're the man. So where can people find it? Let's talk about that. And then what's the name of it? And want to hold it back up, you can if you have it next to you.
So this is book 1.
1 second. 1 second.
There we go. So this is book 1, and this is book 2. And I do have to fix book 1 on Amazon because my freaking page numbers got all mixed up for some reason. But a little known fact, whenever it comes to my paperbacks and my hardbacks, my paperbacks does not have photos in them. But when it comes to my hardbacks, I have actually taken the photos myself.
Oh, that's from the group page. That's the one in the group page. Yeah.
So this is actually me biting down on my handgun bullet.
Oh, see, that's a bullet, dude. Oh no, shit, it's a real bullet. Yeah.
But yeah, like with this, I take photos from either that I personally have taken because I do enjoy photography. It's just, you know, a hobby.
Well, why pay someone to get their pictures too? Fuck that. You can do it yourself.
But yeah, so I take the photos. I use photos from my childhood, and I also have a doodle for my first one. And this one, I'm not a drawer, but this one I was really proud of. The poem called "Floating" in book 1. I actually drew a light bulb with some jellyfish and a man of war in it. So
it almost looks like one of the cocoons from Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Not to be weird, but it kind of like reminds me of a cotton candy cocoon.
Yeah,
that's pretty interesting. That's an interesting mind to come up with that. That's an interesting mind.
Yeah. So yeah, you can find these on Amazon if you just hit "Within Her Thoughts" by K. Vincent. You can find them, and then of course I have a box full. So if y'all want, you know, me to sign them or anything, I can definitely.
Do you do meet and greets at like Books A Million? Do you go to little conventions? There must be a little meet and greet convention.
I do go to the conventions. I went to my first one in Texas, and that was in Richardson. And then my next one is going to be at the Scares That Cares in Virginia at the.
Yeah. What day and time? Drop
it is April 13th to the 12th through the 15th, I think.
2024, guys. Get your plans ready for next spring. Hell yeah. Virginia's not far from me. I can make it there in 12 hours.
just so that I know I have this right, let me give y'all the correct.
See, she keeps a notebook with her. See, she don't fucking
Man,
lie to you. She keeps a
let me tell you,
notebook.
no, I have like 4 of these.
Smart.
I cannot function without a planner. So Scares That Cares is actually April 12th through the 14th
Okay.
of next year in
Scares
Williamsburg.
that care. I like that. That's a neat little thing. What's
Yeah.
up, Lilac? Thanks for checking in. Sorry you're fucking late. You're usually here for the whole show. I'm just kidding. I appreciate you, Lilac. You've been here for 3
And
years
then,
now. Appreciate you.
I will
She's
also
been true.
I'll also be at the next Texas event, which is going to be next year in July. I think it's going to be towards the end of July, though, like the 26th through the 27th or 28th, something like
Have you
that.
thought about making a side page, like just an author page, so you can document these dates so no one bugs you on your personal page, like stalker people? Have you thought about making a book side?
Yeah, so I do keep up with everything on my personal page, which is KRISTEN, VINCENT, author. And then Bobby and I have our own group. It's called Country Girls Creations. And we do put our events that we're going to go to. And then we're also going to be at the Knoxville event next year in September, which is, I think, September the 4th through the 6th in Knoxville.
Oh, my birthday's September 6th. So you guys go follow them now, because things can happen between now and then, but at least then you get some plenty of time. There's no reason to not go. You can order some shit there, keep in contact with her. And our time is pretty much up here. So is there anything we left out? You want to say anything? We got about 2 or 3 minutes to go here.
Thank y'all so much for being supportive. And I'm here if y'all want to message me. I'm an open book.
That's literally, no pun intended, I got to get a book signed. So thank you, George, for getting a copy. I'm sure if you get a bookmark, she could sign a piece of paper, say to George. George is a big collector type dude. He won't do you wrong. He's Historically Haunted approved. So this will be on YouTube tomorrow, Historically Haunted on the YouTube page. It'll be forever in the archives, sponsored by Bauer Green Logistics and Obscure Research and Investigation, our weekly sponsors. You too can sponsor the show weekly. $10 a week, you'll get your name on it. They paid $100, so they're good for like the next 8. But $10 a week, you can get your name, your brand on it, and we'll sponsor the show. But Donnie's paid for the whole year, so, and as well as John Green Logistics Company, trucking company. So thank you so much. Your show's been sponsored by the Killer of Gage. We're gonna bring you back on. I'll give you some open dates, maybe like a little around the time next year, maybe January, February, because I'm kind of booked till December. But I'm thinking January, February, get you back on, get you kind of rolling for the events that year, that April, and we'll touch more on the King. Because I know by then you don't want to talk more. I could talk for another hour with Stephen King. You know I could. And I know you could, you crazy shit. Yes. You're a king head. You're a queen. I love it. Bookmarks. Where do I? Oh, here we go. Real quick. I just messaged her personal page, George.
Yeah. KRISTEN VINCENT author on Facebook. And then you can also message me on the group page, which is Country Girls Creations.
Spelled the regular way, COUNTRY, Country Girl, all spaced, all easy to find. I'm sure. Maybe later after the show, you can share it on your personal page if people can see it. He put okay. George is pretty smart. Fucking, he'll find it up. He drives a Dodge Charger, for Christ's sake. So anyway, KRISTEN VINCENT, author. It's been a pleasure. The fucking hour flew by. I hope you were excited to see the show. I hope it wasn't a disappointment. I'm a little buzzed. It's Friday night here, so we're chilling. Anything left unsaid?
I think that's it.
Say goodnight, historians.
Have a good night.
All right. Thank you so much, guys. Check her out. K Vincent. Don't forget K period Vincent. Don't look up KRISTEN VINCENT. You're not going to find out. You will on Facebook. But for her books, K Vincent. Pen name-ish. So we'll see you guys next week. Historically Haunted VODCAST, guys. Be good to each other.